Hi, so we are going to go ahead and learn and take a look at Pixlr. So this is Pixlr right here, and it is a multi-layer editor in the browser. It was recently purchased by Autodesk, so it is now an Autodesk product. Okay, so we have Pixlr here. And we're going to be taking a look at some of its image or photo editing capability. So I've searched a very nice picture on Flickr here of a dog and a cat. So we're going to click on download this picture. We're going to click on the medium or the original version here. I'm going to actually right-click, click copy link location, and then we're going to go back to Pixlr, and it will open it directly from the website. So I don't actually have to download it onto my computer. We're going to go open image URL. I'm going to paste in the URL and click OK. And it is then going to open the picture here. Now notice that one of the main problems with Pixlr is that, not main problem, but one of the idiosyncrasies of Pixlr is that I can't actually do anything. Oops, I can't do something to it. Whoops. The problem is that the background is locked for some editing stuff. So I have found that it's actually easier for me to affect the picture if I copy it, select the whole thing, go edit, copy, go file, new image, and notice that it'll get the dimensions off of the clipboard for the new image. So I don't actually have to set the width and height. I click OK, and then I actually go to my original. So here's my original, right? I'm actually going to drag the layer from the original onto the canvas of the new image. Okay, so let's try that again. I'm going to click no. Okay, so I highlighted, I got my marquee, the rectangle marquee. I selected the entire image that I want to get. I went edit, copy. I went file, new image. I made it transparent, which I forgot to do last time. I click OK. And then I'm actually going to drag, I click my original image. I'm going to drag the layer from my original onto the new image. Okay, so now I have this image that I can 100% work with. That doesn't have any of this odd locking characteristic of the background. Okay, so let's take a look at a couple things we want to do commonly with images. So we have kind of our classic image editing tools here. I don't know how really, unless you're going to do some really serious editing. So for example, there's burn and dodge. These two items kind of lighten or darken a particular area of the photo. So notice that if I use this on the cat area, it'll be very, very difficult to see. But basically you can add, if there's data in the picture, notice I'm clicking a lot of times here. It tends to work much better if you just click a lot. Notice that some of the areas that were just pure white on the cat are now kind of, I'm adding texture back in, so I'm adding detail back into that. They don't work so great, to be honest with you. And then the dodge tool, this is basically where I have a dark area and I want to make it slightly lighter, so it'd be an area like in the shadows where I want to add some detail in to where I've lost detail in the shadows. We have a red eye, we have a fix, we have a spot heal tool. So for example, right there, whoops. So notice I'm healing that little, our cat has a little dot right there. I hope it's not actually just on my screen. Or say you want to heal this area right here where this dog has an unfortunate facial deformity here. Notice you can kind of smooth things out, right? We can also sponge, and that kind of will kind of smooth things out as well. Notice that it kind of just blurs things out. We can do some more. This is a smear. This is like way more invasive. Or is it a smear? To be honest, I don't use these much. Oh, this is a smear. Here we go. That's the smear. Little hand. Okay. We also have Sharpen and Blur. So blur is another one where we have to click quite a bit. So say I've kind of I want some less detail in an area. Notice that I'm kind of fuzzying this area of this dog out there. Sharpen is just the opposite, right? So sharpen is going to add some highlights. So it actually adds, if you notice the dog's tongue right here, see those little white dots? That is actually looks very much like what sharpening would look like. So it looks actually on this, like on this tongue, someone has done some sharpening already. So sharpening adds some bright white highlights in certain areas. Also, we have this pinch and expand. So bloat and pinch. So say we want a cat with a very much larger nose or a dog with a larger nose, we can bloat. Say we want a cat with very small eyes, we could pinch, right? Okay, so we can do all kinds of things like that. Okay, so another thing we might want to do is we might want to take out the background of a photo. This is a very common thing we might want to do. So this magic wand helps us to do that. So we set our tolerance to say, let's say 10, okay, and we're going to click in the background of the image. And notice we didn't get much selected there. So let's raise our tolerance up to 20. And I've noticed that this tool does not work so well in Pixlr. In kind of more different photo image editing software, this can work very, very, very well. So notice that it's not doing such a great job, but it is selecting certain areas. So that magic wand is a color-based selection tool. In this case, not working so great. So let's say our magic wand doesn't work. So I could go through and select certain areas using the magic wand. In this case, it's not working so great, but I could delete some of these out based upon their colors, so you can kind of see what this would look like here. Notice that I can kind of delete them out based upon their color. The other way to take out an image, which I like to do, is you actually use the zoom here. And what we're going to do is the easiest way to do it is to actually use the straight selection. So we take the lasso, we feather it a couple of times, and we actually go use the straight selection. So we click, 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 and notice that once we get kind of out this far, even though it looks choppy when we're this close up, so what we do is we can just click, we kind of maintain the distance, we kind of click right on the side of the image. Okay, and I'm just going to do this for an example, see. Okay, so we're just going to do this, and notice that I picked kind of a bad example because a cat is obviously very, very difficult with the hair. But you can see here that that if we did this enough, that we would be able to cut out the background of an image. So that is going to be something that I want you to try to do. So to practice here with this image stuff, what you're going to do is you're actually going to try to take out, you can see now in this on the bottom here, you can see that I've now taken out the background color of this section of the image. So we can kind of click it out. So you do it kind of piecemeal, you kind of work your way all the way around the thing that you want to isolate. So that is going to be something that I want you to try to do. So try to experiment, find an image that is labeled for reuse, of course, and experiment with some of the image tools, and then try to take out the background of the image that you're working with. Good luck.